health issues last year, or no, a couple of years ago. She couldn't climb in and out of the bath, and the shower unit we had was just too small. She needed to be able to sit down in the shower, so we had a contractor come in and just take out the bath, replace it with a huge stand-up shower. You could have a party in it. It's huge. But so we've got the shower, but the rest of the bathroom is in original condition, and the floors need done, the walls need done, the vanity needs done, and the old shower needs to be removed and replaced with a linen closet, because our house is lacking a linen closet. But yeah, it's something we want to get done. It's something that's probably going to cost about $6,000, and we haven't really had $6,000 that we can prioritize towards that particular task. As I said, this month we've got, or this year we've had basement flooding repairs to do. So that is a very expensive job, but we're paying for it with cash, partly because my grandmother died last year at the age of 98, 97. So she had a good life. She lived longer than the Queen. But yeah, we just got that money through, and it's like, yes, we can get the bathroom. No, we can fix the basement. But yeah, it's prioritizing the tasks you want, and we're not desperate to have, we've got to have this beautiful house which just looks like it should be in a magazine. No, I want a house I can live in. And so long as everything works, I'm happy. There's a couple of things I would like to get done. The sort of, what would you call it? The non-master bathroom. So the sort of the communal bathroom shared between the other 3 bedrooms, and visitors and everything else. Frankly, could do with a coat of paint and tile the floor. And the last house that we sold, the realtor who was selling the house said you really should get that done, and it's like a $2,000 job to paint the walls and replace, put down tiles. And we did that, put the house up for sale, and we're going into that bathroom thinking we should have done this so long ago, because it looks awesome and it's so cheap. I mean, we didn't even replace the bath or the sink or the toilet. We just painted the walls, tiled the floors. And yes, if you want a bathroom to look nice, that's all you really need to do. So long as everything works, you don't have to do anything else. So that's sort of on the cards, and I just want to get it done because it'll just make the bathroom look nicer, not because it needs to be done. We could really do with a new kitchen, but our kitchen is just horrible shape. It's just not. It's not amenable to a good rebuild, which the last 2 houses I've owned were. The house we had in California was a really good kitchen. Had an entire wall on the back of the garage which had nothing on it. We put in cabinets, worktops, high-level cupboards, just all of it. A couple of pantry cupboards as well. Transformed that kitchen. It was awesome. And then my employer transferred me to Texas. We were most pissed off with that. Although, in review, leaving California, not so bad a result. But yeah, it's... And then we just, as I said earlier, we just had the air conditioning go out on us. Which is a little unfortunate. Basically, when we moved in here, it was about 4 years ago. Actually, we're getting on for 5 years in the house, and on the 18th of August 2020, our air conditioner broke, and so since it was 20 years old, the furnace was 20 years old. The furnace was in a utility closet in the kitchen, so we just said we'll replace all of it. So air conditioner and all the rest of the stuff. There we go. So the thing is less than 4 years old, and the compressor went. Like, just died. There's no shorts, evidence of shorts or anything like that. It just stopped working. So we had our servicing engineer come in and had to completely replace the compressor, which still cost over $1,500. In spite of it was on warranty. Not particularly happy about that, especially since it's less than 4 years old. It should not be burning out. But yeah, we had the cash, and basically the contractor who did the rework of our water pipes in the basement, there's another job to be done down there, but we need to wait until the new drainage channel is installed. So until that happens, he's not coming back. So we've got about, I think the drainage channel, they said we're scheduled for October, but we are on the wait list. So if something comes up sooner, they'll give us a call, and if we answer and say yes, they'll come in and do it immediately. And we have the cash ready to go in our project fund, so it's not even an emergency fund thing. The emergency fund is completely different, so we can have an emergency still and not have to worry too much about it. Obviously, if we have an emergency, we prefer not to use the emergency fund if we don't have to, but it's there if it's truly an emergency and we don't have any other money, and we just don't work and we don't touch it for any other reason. So if we've got money in the project fund and something comes up, so since this money was from my grandmother's inheritance, or not my grandmother's inheritance, my inheritance from my grandmother, that went into the project fund so we could get some projects done. And yes, fixing flooding in the basement is kind of an emergency, especially considering the amount of rainstorms we've had this year. So it would have been an emergency, but it's not, because we had the money in the project fund. But it does mean that we've had to reevaluate which projects we want done now, because the project fund is shorter. But I can't condone, for example, saying, oh well, the basement repair is an emergency and then let's do $20,000 of projects, because that's just bad. You know, you're spending all the money you have and then you don't have anything left if there's another emergency. Kind of the point of having an emergency fund is to cover emergencies. But even then, you can be stressed if you have many, many emergencies at the same time. Anyway, bunny theory, there you go. But we're doing okay, yeah. The house isn't falling down. We had a new roof last year. We had a new boiler and air conditioner 4 years ago. We had a new shower installed for medical reasons 2 or 3 years ago. So we're getting through, we're getting through the stuff. And we're still having fun. Mrs. Osa took a lot of the problems we're having at the moment are my lack of vacation time. I haven't had a good vacation in like 3 years because Mrs. Osa was sick, unable to drive, pretty much unable to get around. So I had to do all the shopping trips, and I had to drive her to the hospital appointments, and I had to go and visit her when she was in hospital. And I took a lot of vacation time dealing with that for 2 years. And then I had my back and hip problems, and I burnt up all of my vacation time for this year so far because I've been in and out of hospital for outpacing procedures and recovery and just all of the things. And so I'm not going on vacation this year. Mrs. Osa took the kids to Ohio last week before last, sometime recently, and she's going back to visit the rest of her family over Labor Day weekend. That's okay. Next year I'll be able to have vacations and it'll be good. Okay, was it that one? Oh, that's 500 horsepower. That's too big. That's 8 meters, 435 horsepower. I'm pretty sure my big, giant, large tractor is 435. Where'd it go? There. Nope. Oh, I lost it. That one. 435. So we should be able to pull that. We might have problems on hills. It's only 68,000. It's not been available for sale. Otherwise, I'd probably have bought it. I'm going to turn off the license plate and buy that. Never had anything this big on any of my farms since Farm Sim 17. Oops. And we've still got 450,000 money, so not a bad thing. That should be enough. I'm thinking of rather than using the chainsaw and trying to cut the wood to length, I am thinking about, well, a couple of ideas. I could also buy forestry, a Typhoon, one of those, stick on the back of one of my small tractors and drag logs into rows. But I don't have the measure mod, and last time I loaded it there was an issue with some mod conflicts. Or I could lease a big thing like that and chop down all the trees in a day and then get them loaded into our should we connect to that? That would be a good plan. I do have GPS on this. Yes, I would have installed GPS on this tractor if it didn't have it for this job. So so yes, I might just rent a big tree chopping device and cut 6 meter lengths and then send it home, and I can take my time loading up the logs onto the log trailer and hauling them off to the sawmill. At least that's the thought. I'm not going to buy a tree chopping device. Although that said, what we could do is buy forestry land every winter and then chop things down. So up here is where we want to be. We're going to jump out, walk up the hill. Well, this tractor's only got 17 hours on it. That's good. So yes, this is the old farm track. Which used to lead up to here and stop. But since then, oh look. No, it went all the way up to here. So it goes up to this field here. This is where the farm track just turned in and stopped. So I've added all of this up here. Chopped this field back a bit, so I've lost a little bit of growing space. And then we get to here. And I've run the farm track all the way up to this hedgerow. I'm going to take out that hedgerow, since I now own the land here. And yes, possibly that one. Remove logs. Yes, should be about. Remove stumps. 3. Don't do that. Go away. Okay, so then I can come up here. I can chop all these trees down. And it looks like this is right on the road, so I could work maybe a farm track from here all the way over to where I just blew through the hedge. It's pretty much a straight line through that tree. And then just clear this area just because it is a thing. I could put a sheep pasture up there. Something. Just a thought, and we can beam back to the tractor. No, we can't. Oh, can't beam back to the tractor. There we go. So engine's still running. So anyway, that's the plan there. But it does mean that we'll be able to drive up this track, which is a lot shallower of a climb than the road. And the tractors won't struggle to get to the flour mill when they're hauling grains. Although now we have the semi-truck, I could get myself a grain cart for that and use that to haul stuff up the hill. All the plans, all the stuff. I need to figure out how to get grass there. Maybe I'll figure that over here. Or can I? That bit looks kind of okay. And I might put a gravel path down this track as well, since we drive up and down it so often. But that's all nice, good designs. It is 10 o'clock real world time. And 10 o'clock game time. Awesome stuff. So this looks like, oh, this is a nice path. Work. Oh, look, it's 8 meters wide. That's kind of awesome. We just need to get that straightened up. Make sure I get it straight so the caller doesn't complain about me missing corners. And we're going to keep the plough because I can use that to make fields. I'm not sure if I've got make fields with a cultivator as a thing. Now, help staff. No, I don't need help staff. I'm good. I just need turn on satellite receivers are working. Auto width 25.59 feet. Come down 2 ticks. We will set line method A plus heading, set A 0 degrees. Back that and lower the device. Do I have to turn it on? Nope, nothing to turn on. Let's go forwards. Forwards is a good thing. And weight is on the front. Okay, so let's see. I'm not having any problems pulling this, at least not that I'm aware of. Let's put it on cruise control. Let's check. Subsoilers. Working speed 7 miles an hour. I think that's what we're doing. Okay, so 435 horsepower required. We have a 435 horsepower tractor. Although, as I said, I'm not sure it's going to work too well going up and down hills, which we do have a hill going down that way. Which may be an issue. Do actually I will do this edge manually, probably go up and down twice, maybe more. Actually, the way this field sort of isn't square, it's probably a good plan. Get us on about 90 degrees here and just drive straight down the hill. And we'll test our going up the hill capabilities when we get to the bottom. But this will square the field off, and it should be it's creating a seed bed, and it's removing the need to plough. So this is good. This is exactly why I bought this piece of equipment. So I'll do the bit on the right to tidy up the field. Possibly trip up the hill, a trip back down the hill, and then start from that edge. I'm not sure how I'm going to square that bit off. It does look like we've got a little bit of room there. We don't have a lot of room at this end because of the close hedge line. Still holding a good line. And GPS is not quite wide enough for the field. Yeah, good piece of equipment, or good equipment upgrade. And especially since we are doing maize every year, we're going to be using this every single year. there is an argument to have create fields turned on all the time. Just because that's how it would work in the real world. So if you're going beyond the edge of the field, you're ripping up whatever's there. But then again, if you're planting beyond the edge of the field, you're planting stuff which will appear and grow between the grass. Okay, that bit is done. I'm going to lift it and then turn around. This job's probably going to take us a while. So a bit of a surprise streaming schedule change. The week that Mrs. Osa took the kids down to Ohio, I started streaming a series for Railroader. I'm going to try and fit possibly one stream a week, which will probably be Tuesday or Thursday or Friday. I probably won't stream much more than once a week, but it depends what else is going on. Now, this week I streamed on Tuesday because it was the coolest day of the week, so I didn't have to have fans running, but I was quite consciously aware that since temperatures are 85 degrees in the house, I was not going to be able to what's the word for it? I wasn't going to be able to stream on the hot days because I got a big giant fan next to my head, just trying to keep all the computer equipment and everything else cool, including me. So yeah, and that's why there was no streaming on Thursday, and Friday we kind of ran late, but we got our air conditioning back on Friday, so yay, air conditioning man. But for now, it will be what it is. I wonder if this is a 3X device. Okay, we shall see. I think I'm going to do every third row on a turn. That bit, that wide turn at that end doesn't really matter because the bit to my left is narrower than the plough, and we're going to have to fill that in. Around to there. Oh no. That actually looks good for every other row. How's my tea doing? Getting on the cool side. So yeah,